Our story begins not in the ruin of a cottage, but in a dimly lit safe house a week before Halloween, 1981. In the canon timeline, Peter Pettigrew is already a traitor, selling his friends to the Dark Lord out of fear. He accepts the role of secret keeper with a hidden smirk, sealing the Potter's fate. But in this timeline, the divergence happens in the heart of the rat. Peter looks at James Potter, the man who shared his food, his dorm, and his secrets. He looks at Lily, who is holding baby Harry, smiling at him with absolute trust. The guilt doesn't just hit him, it breaks him. Peter is a coward, yes, but he is a coward who loves his friends. As James claps him on the shoulder, handing him the key to their survival, Peter's knees give out. He collapses to the floor, sobbing uncontrollably, clutching the hem of James's robes.
"I can't do it, Prongs! I can't!"
Peter wails, his face a mess of tears and snot.
"He'll break me! He knows! I've been talking to him! I'm the spy, James! I'm the spy!"
The room goes deadly silent. Sirius Black, standing in the corner, draws his wand with a speed that blurs the air. His face is twisted into a mask of pure aristocratic fury. He is ready to kill Peter right there on the rug. But James Potter stops him. James steps between Sirius and the groveling Peter, holding up a hand. "Wait, Padfoot. Just wait." James looks down at Peter, his hazel eyes hard but not murderous. He sees a pathetic creature, but he also sees a chance. "You told him you're the secret keeper?" James asks quietly. "No, not yet," Peter chokes out. "He expects me to be. He's waiting for the switch. He knows Sirius is too obvious." Sirius lowers his wand, but the killing intent remains. "We kill him, James. We kill him and we run." "No," Lily says, stepping forward, clutching Harry tight to her chest. Her eyes are blazing with a fierce intelligence. "If we kill him, Voldemort knows we've found out. He'll send an army. But if we use him..." This is where the timeline shifts radically. The Potters don't just hide, they go on the offensive. They use the Fidelius charm, but they make Sirius the secret keeper, just as planned originally. However, they send Peter back to the Death Eaters with a script. Peter plays his part. He trembles before the Dark Lord, feeding him false information about Order movements. But when Halloween comes, Peter tells Voldemort he couldn't get the position. He lies and says the Potters used an ancient blood ward linked to Dumbledore himself that he couldn't break. Voldemort is furious. He tortures Peter, but the rat holds the lie because he fears Sirius Black's wrath more than the Dark Lord's Cruciatus. Voldemort, frustrated and eager to eliminate the threat of the prophecy, looks at his other option. The Longbottoms. On the night of October 31st, Voldemort does not go to Godric's Hollow. He goes to the home of Frank and Alice Longbottom. The Potters are safe, hidden under the cloak of Sirius's soul, unaware that their safety comes at a terrible price. The attack on the Longbottoms is brutal. Frank and Alice are formidable Aurors. They don't go down without a fight. They hold the Dark Lord off for precious minutes, traps exploding, hexes flying. But they cannot stop him. Voldemort steps over Frank's stunned body and corners Alice in the nursery. She refuses to step aside. She begs for Neville's life, triggering the same ancient magic that Lily would have invoked. Voldemort casts the killing curse. Alice falls. He turns the wand on Neville. The curse rebounds. Voldemort is ripped from his body, fleeing as a wraith. The house explodes. But here is the tragic difference. Frank and Alice didn't die, but they were tortured into insanity by the Lestranges, who arrived moments after the explosion, looking for their master. By the time the Order arrives, the boy who lived is crying in his crib. Neville Longbottom is the savior of the wizarding world. But his parents are lost to madness, and he is sent to live with his grandmother, Augusta. The news reaches the Potters the next morning. They aren't dead. They are sitting at their kitchen table drinking tea when Dumbledore's Patronus arrives. James Potter doesn't celebrate. He vomits into the sink. The realization that his best friends, Frank and Alice, took the blow meant for him is a weight that crushes his soul. Lily weeps for Alice. This guilt defines Harry's childhood. He doesn't grow up in a cupboard under the stairs. He grows up in a home filled with love, yes, but also with a frantic, desperate intensity. James and Lily retire from the Auror Force initially, only to rejoin as secret operatives. They are obsessed with hunting down the remaining Death Eaters. They feel they owe a debt to the world that Neville saved. But there is no Peter. Peter Pettigrew was smuggled out of the country by Dumbledore, given a new face and a new name in America, living in exile as part of his plea deal. He is erased from history. By age 5, Harry is flying a toy broomstick with the skill of the pro. But he isn't just playing. James flies with him, teaching him evasion tactics. "Keep your head down, Harry! Constant vigilance!" James yells, half joking, half deadly serious. Lily teaches him control. She is a charms mistress. She teaches Harry how to feel his magic, how to make it sing. Harry is a prodigy, not because of destiny, but because he has 2 talented parents pouring everything into him. But there is a shadow. They visit St. Mungo's every month. Harry stands by the bed where Frank and Alice lie blank-faced. He watches his dad hold Frank's hand and cry. He sees Neville there, a chubby, shy boy who looks terrified of his own shadow. Harry hates it. He hates that Neville is the hero, but looks so broken. He hates that the world cheers for a boy who lost everything. One day, when they are 7, Harry finds Neville crying in the hospital hallway. Augusta Longbottom had just scolded him for not living up to his father's talent. Harry walks over. He doesn't offer a tissue. He offers a hand. "Get up, Neville." Neville sniffs, looking at the confident boy with messy black hair. I can't. Gran says I'm weak." "My dad says your dad was the bravest man he knew," Harry says fiercely, "and you defeated the Dark Lord in diapers. You aren't weak. You're just waiting." Harry drags Neville up. "Come on, Sirius got me a new practice wand. I'll show you how to make sparks." This is the core of their dynamic. Harry becomes Neville's protector. But unlike Hermione or Ron, Harry is aggressive about it. He is the James to Neville's Remus. He pushes him. By the time they turn 11, the wizarding world is different. The Death Eaters are mostly rounded up, thanks to the relentless hunting of James and Sirius. But Lucius Malfoy still walked free, claiming Imperius. Harry knows who Malfoy is. Sirius told him. "That man is a snake in a peacock's robe, Harry. If his son talks to you, you smile, you nod, and you check your pockets." The Hogwarts Express, September 1st, 1991. Harry is not wearing hand-me-downs. He is wearing high-quality robes with the Potter crest stitched on the inside. He walks with a swagger that is pure James Potter, but his eyes are lilies, perceptive and kind. He finds a compartment with Neville. They are joined not by Ron immediately, but by a bushy-haired girl looking for a toad, Hermione Granger. In canon, Ron mocks her. Here, Harry looks at her frantic energy and sees his mother. "Trevor is missing again?" Harry asks Neville. "Accio Trevor." Nothing happens. Harry doesn't have a wand for that yet, but the intent makes the toad croak from under the seat. Harry grins. "Got him." Hermione sits down, intrigued. "You tried a summoning charm? That's 4th-year magic." "My mom is teaching me theory," Harry shrugs. "I'm Harry, by the way. Harry Potter." Hermione's eyes widen. "Potter? I read about your parents. They were the ones Voldemort hunted first, right? Before the boy who lived?" "Yeah," Harry's smile tightens. "That's them." Then the door slides open. Draco Malfoy. He sees Harry. He knows the political weight of the Potters. "Harry Potter, my father speaks highly of yours. Purebloods should stick together." Harry looks at Draco. He sees the arrogance. He remembers Sirius's warning. But Harry is also cunning. He doesn't reject Draco instantly like in canon. "I'll stick with my friends, Malfoy," Harry says smoothly, leaning back. "And right now, I'm sitting with the boy who lived. So unless you want to bow to Neville, maybe you should leave." Draco looks at Neville, who is trembling slightly, and sneers. That squib? Fine. He leaves, fuming. The sorting. The hall goes silent when Neville Longbottom is called. He stumbles to the stool. The hat takes 5 minutes. Gryffindor! The table explodes. Harry steps up. The hat laughs in his head. Another Potter. Plenty of courage, yes, but a lot of ambition, too. You want to prove you're not just a survivor. You want to be the best. I am the best, Harry thinks back. Cocky, just like your father. But you have your mother's heart. Better be Gryffindor! Harry sits next to Neville. The Weasley twins high-five him. Potter, we heard your dad caught the Avery brothers last week. Wicked! First year is radically different. Snape is the potions master, but his hatred is complicated. He looks at Harry and sees James's face, which makes him sick. But he knows Lily is alive. He knows she checks Harry's homework. Snape cannot bully Harry the same way. If he does, Lily will march into the dungeon and hex him. So Snape is cold, professional, and brutally critical. Mr. Potter, Snape draws out in the first class, tell me, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? Harry doesn't panic. He's been brewing simple cures with Lily since he was 8. The draught of living death, sir, though you'd need to stir counterclockwise on the 7th turn, or it turns to sludge. The class gasps. Snape's eyes narrow. He hates that the boy is competent. 5 points from Gryffindor for being an insufferable know-it-all. Worth it, Harry whispers to Neville. The plot of the Sorcerer's Stone shifts. The stone is safe at Gringotts because the break-in never happened, the same way. Quirrell is still the host, but the security is tighter. But Quirrell is after it at Hogwarts. Harry and Neville notice things. Harry, trained by paranoid Aurors, spots Quirrell stuttering only when teachers are looking. He notices the smell of garlic is hiding the scent of decay. He's fake, Harry tells Neville and Hermione in the library. My Uncle Moony, Professor Lupin, has a stutter when he's nervous. Quirrell's is too rhythmic. It's an act. Hermione is skeptical. He's a teacher, Harry. So was the guy who betrayed the French ministry in 78, Harry counters, quoting a case file he wasn't supposed to read. They investigate, but Harry doesn't go on a suicide mission at midnight. He tells his head of house. Not McGonagall. He writes to Sirius. Padfoot. The turban guy is acting weird. His aura feels like that cursed necklace you showed me. Check him out. Sirius, who is an Auror in this timeline, or a special consultant, doesn't ignore it. He shows up at Hogwarts the next day on a safety inspection. This forces Quirrell's hand. He moves early. Halloween night. The troll is released. But Harry doesn't hide. He and Neville are trapped in the bathroom with Hermione. The troll smashes the stalls. In canon, they get lucky. Here, Harry pulls his wand. He remembers James's advice. Go for the eyes. Neville, distract it! Harry yells. Neville, shaking, throws a piece of pipe. The troll turns. Harry levitates the club, but he puts power behind it. He drops it on the troll's head with a sickening crack. The teachers burst in. McGonagall is white as a sheet. Snape looks at the unconscious troll, then at Harry. Sheer dumb luck, Snape sneers. Tactical positioning, Harry corrects, wiping dust off his robes. But the endgame approaches. Quirrell goes for the stone. Dumbledore is lured away. Harry, Neville, and Hermione realize the trap. They go down the trapdoor. Devil's Snare. Hermione handles it. The keys. Harry is the seeker. He made the team as a reserve, a rare first-year exception. The chessboard. Ron isn't there, but Neville is surprisingly good at strategy. It's the only game he plays alone. Neville sacrifices his piece to let Harry win. Harry moves to the final room alone. He faces Quirrell and Voldemort. Harry Potter, Voldemort hisses from the back of the head. The son of the ones who got away. You missed, Harry says coldly, wand raised. I never miss. I merely postponed, Voldemort sneers. I killed the Longbottom parents. I can kill yours.
This triggers Harry. He isn't fighting for the world. He's fighting for his family. But he can't touch Quirrell. He doesn't have the Mother's Protection blood magic on his skin. Neville has that. Harry is thrown back by a wave of magic. He is outmatched. Quirrell strangles him. Harry kicks, gasps, reaches for his wand. Suddenly, the room floods with fire, green fire. Remus Lupin and Sirius Black burst into the chamber. They didn't rely on 3 11-year-olds. They used the Marauders map, which Harry had, but Sirius took back for inspection. They saw Harry vanish off the map into the forbidden corridor. "Get away from my godson!" Sirius roars. He hits Quirrell with a blasting curse that shatters the mirror of Erised behind him. Voldemort screams. He abandons Quirrell's body, flying through the fire as a spirit, passing right through Sirius. Sirius falls to his knees, clutching his chest, the dark magic washing over him. Quirrell dies. Harry scrambles over to Sirius. "Padfoot!" "I'm fine," Sirius wheezes, grinning like a maniac. "Did you see that shot? Right in the mirror." The aftermath. Neville is hailed as the hero again because the rumor spreads that he led them there. Harry is fine with this. He sits in the hospital wing, his arm in a sling, watching his parents fuss over him. James is pale. "You went down a trap door? Past a 3-headed dog?" Lily kisses Harry's forehead. "You are grounded until you are 30. "Worth it," Harry smiles. But the tone is set. Voldemort is active. He knows Harry is a threat. And he knows Neville is the prophecy child. Second year looms, and with it, a darker threat. Lucius Malfoy is angry. The raids on his manor by Arthur Weasley and James Potter are getting closer to his dark artifacts. He needs a distraction. He slips a diary not to Ginny Weasley, but to the person he thinks is the weakest link, the person who is desperate for a friend. Neville Longbottom. Imagine a chamber of secrets where the boy who lived is the one possessed by Tom Riddle. Neville, lonely, pressured by his grandmother, finding a friend in a book who understands the burden of greatness. Harry notices Neville getting pale. He notices the gaps in memory. And when the attacks start, Harry doesn't suspect Malfoy. He suspects the magic. He starts tracking Neville. He uses the invisibility cloak. James let him take it for school. He follows Neville to the girls' bathroom. He hears the parcel tongue. Neville is speaking it, channeled through Riddle. Harry realizes the truth. His best friend is the monster. He doesn't go to Lockhart. He goes to the one teacher he trusts implicitly, Remus Lupin. "Moony," Harry says, bursting into the office. "We have a problem. It's Neville, and I think he's opening the chamber." Remus drops his book. "Stay here, Harry." "No," Harry draws his wand. "He's my friend. I'm coming." This leads to a confrontation not in the chamber, but in the hall. Remus and Harry versus possessed Neville. It's tragic. Neville is crying while Riddle forces his hand to cast curses. "I didn't mean to. He made me." Harry has to disarm his best friend. He uses Expelliarmus, but with the precision Lily taught him. He knocks the wand away without hurting Neville. But Riddle is strong. He summons the basilisk from the pipes. The giant snake bursts through the wall. Remus shifts. It's not the full moon, but the wolf is inside him. He casts a blinding light to distract the snake. "Run, Harry!" Harry doesn't run. He sees the sword of Gryffindor materialize in the sorting hat, which Neville had dropped. Harry grabs it, not because he is the heir, but because he is a true Gryffindor protecting his friend. He doesn't blindly stab. He climbs the statue. He taunts the snake. He uses his broom-flying reflexes to dodge the strike and drives the sword into the roof of the mouth. The fang pierces his arm. The venom spreads. Fawkes arrives. Dumbledore is never far when Remus is involved. The tears heal Harry. Harry stabs the diary. Riddle screams and vanishes. Neville collapses, free.
Harry sits panting, covered in slime and blood. Neville looks at him, terrified. "I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry." Harry wraps his uninjured arm around Neville. "Shut up, Nev. But next time you find a talking book, burn it." The year ends. The bond between Harry and Neville is unbreakable. The Potters and the Order realize that Voldemort is trying to return through memories. The war is heating up. And somewhere, in a dark forest in Albania, a rat scurries to his master. Peter didn't betray them in 81, but he fled in fear. Now, seeing the darkness rise, he makes a choice. If he can't be a hero, he will be the greatest villain's servant. The servant of the Dark Lord prepares to return, and this time he knows exactly who stands in his way. Not just the Longbottom boy, but the wolf, the dog, the stag, and their son. Our story resumes in the summer of 1993. The world is in a fragile state of peace, but the cracks are beginning to show. Harry Potter and Neville Longbottom have survived the Chamber of Secrets, but the innocence of childhood is gone. In the canon timeline, this is the summer Sirius Black escapes Azkaban. But in our timeline, Sirius Black is the head of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement's Special Task Force. He is a war hero, a celebrated Auror, and currently he is sitting in the backyard of Potter Manor, drinking a beer with James Potter while Harry practices disarming charms on a bewitched scarecrow. But Azkaban is still a place of nightmares, and on a stormy night in July, a breakout does occur. It isn't Sirius Black who slips through the bars. It is the woman who put Neville's parents in the hospital. Bellatrix Lestrange. She doesn't escape by turning into a dog. She escapes because she has help. Peter Pettigrew, the rat who has been hiding in the shadows of Albania, has returned. He hasn't come empty-handed. He has brought knowledge from the Dark Lord's spectral form. He uses a chaotic, dark ritual involving the sacrifice of a prison guard to blow a hole in the fortress walls. Bellatrix is free, and her first scream into the stormy night isn't of freedom. It is a name. Neville. The news hits the wizarding world like a bomb. The Daily Prophet screams. Lestrange breaks out. Is the boy who lived safe? The atmosphere at Potter Manor shifts instantly. The fun summer is over. James and Sirius go into full lockdown mode. Potter Manor is warded so heavily it hums. Harry, now 13, isn't sent to his room while the adults talk. He is invited to the table. This is a crucial difference in his upbringing. James treats him as a junior operative. She's coming for Neville, James says, pointing to a map of Britain. She thinks killing him will bring Voldemort back fully. Then we move Neville here, Harry says immediately. Fortify the house. Let her come. We'll be waiting. Sirius grins, a feral expression. I like the way you think, kid. But Augusta Longbottom is stubborn. She won't let Neville leave her wards. So, the protection detail is increased. Remus Lupin is already set to be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, but now he has a secondary mission. Bodyguard. Year 3. The Prisoner of Madness. The train ride to Hogwarts is tense. The Dementors are stationed at the school, not to catch Sirius, but to catch Bellatrix. When the train stops and the cold descends, it isn't Harry who passes out. It's Neville. The Dementors draw out the worst memories. For Harry, it's a vague feeling of unease. For Neville, it is the sound of his mother screaming under the Cruciatus curse, a memory buried deep in his infant subconscious. Harry draws his wand. He doesn't know the Patronus yet, but he knows fire. Incendio! He casts a stream of flames that acts as a barrier. It's not enough to drive them away, but the heat breaks the Dementor's focus long enough for Remus to step in and cast the Silvery Wolf. Neville wakes up shaking. I heard her, Harry. I heard her screaming. Harry grips Neville's shoulder. I know. We're going to learn how to stop them. Uncle Mooney is going to teach us. Third year is defined by this training. Remus Lupin doesn't just teach them about Boggarts, where Neville's Boggart is Snape, which Remus handles with the same grace, though Snape hates him even more for it. He runs a private anti-Dementor club. Neville struggles. He doesn't have many purely happy memories. The pressure is eating him alive. You don't need a happy memory of the past, Nev, Harry tells him one night in the empty classroom. Use a hope for the future. Imagine her face when you beat her. Imagine your parents smiling. Neville closes his eyes. He thinks of a world where he isn't afraid. A wisp of silver vapor comes out. It's a start. But the threat of Bellatrix is real. On Halloween, she doesn't slash the fat lady. She blows the portrait off the hinges. She enters Gryffindor Tower with a knife, looking for Neville's bed. But Harry had anticipated this. He and Neville had switched beds weeks ago, and Harry had rigged a perimeter alarm, a muggle tripwire connected to a dung bomb. The explosion wakes the tower. Bellatrix screams in fury, realizing she's been tricked. She flees before the teachers arrive, but the message is clear. Nowhere is safe. This incident changes the dynamic of the school. Students are terrified of Neville. They treat him like a ticking time bomb. "Don't stand near Longbottom," they whisper. "He draws the psychos." Neville wants to quit. He packs his trunk. "I'm putting everyone in danger, Harry. I should go." Harry sits in the trunk to stop him closing it. "If you leave, she wins. You stay, and we hunt her."
Hunt her?
Neville squeaks. "She's a mass murderer." "And we have the map," Harry reveals. In this timeline, Harry didn't get the map from Fred and George. James gave it to him. "Use it responsibly," James had winked, which means don't get caught. They track the castle. They see names. And one night, they see a name that shouldn't be there. Not Bellatrix. Peter Pettigrew. He is in the walls. He is scurrying near the Gryffindor common room. Harry stares at the dot. The rat. The traitor. Harry doesn't go alone. He calls the team. He sends a Patronus message to Remus. "Map. Pettigrew. 3rd floor corridor." Remus intercepts them. He stares at the map, his face losing all color. "It's impossible." "The map never lies," Harry says hard. "He's here. He's the one letting Bellatrix in." They corner Pettigrew not in the Shrieking Shack, but in the trophy room. Pettigrew is in his human form, searching for a secret passage. When he sees Remus and Harry, he freezes. He looks older, balding, his skin gray. "Moony," Peter whimpers. I was forced." "Don't lie to me," Remus roars, his wand steady. "You sold them out. You let Bellatrix in." Peter's eyes dart to Harry. He sees the wand in the boy's hand. He sees the look of James in Harry's eyes. "You have his eyes," Peter whispers, "but you have her temper." Before they can stun him, the window shatters. Bellatrix crashes in on a broomstick. It's an ambush. She fires a killing curse at Harry. Remus dives in front of it, shielding with a statue he animates instantly. The statue explodes. Harry doesn't freeze. He fires a reducto at the floor, creating a cloud of dust. "Neville, flank right!" Neville, who had followed them, stumbles out of the shadows. He is terrified, but he casts Expelliarmus. It hits Bellatrix's shoulder, spinning her around. She laughs, a high, cold sound. "Baby Longbottom came to play. Mommy is waiting for you." She prepares to kill him. But Peter Pettigrew does something unexpected. He transforms into a rat and bites Bellatrix's hand, causing her spell to go wide. Not because he is good, but because he needs Neville alive for the Dark Lord's plan. "We must go," Peter hisses, transforming back for a split second. He grabs Bellatrix's arm and activates a port key. They vanish. The room is silent. Remus is bleeding from a cut on his head. Harry is panting. Neville is staring at the spot where the woman who tortured his parents just stood. "She was right there," Neville whispers. "I missed." "You hit her," Harry corrects. "You disarmed her. You saved us." The year ends with no capture, but with a revelation. The enemy is organized. Peter and Bellatrix are working together, and they have a plan. Year 4, the Tournament of Shadows. Summer 1994, the Quidditch World Cup. In canon, the Death Eater attack is a riot of drunk bigots. Here, it is a paramilitary strike. Harry is in the top box with James, Lily, Sirius, and the Weasleys. When the dark mark appears, it's not just floating in the sky. It's a signal for an assault. Masked figures drop from the stadium roof. Panic erupts. "Harry, get the others to the port key," James orders, drawing his wand. "Lily, you're with me. Sirius, flank them." Harry watches his parents dive into the fray. They move like water, James blasting enemies back with wind curses, Lily weaving shields and transfiguring debris into shackles. They are a two-person army. Harry grabs Hermione and Ron. "Move!" But they run into a group of lower-level Death Eaters. Draco Malfoy is there, unmasked, looking terrified as his father pushes him forward. "Do it, Draco!" Lucius barks. "Show them!" Draco raises his wand at Hermione. He's shaking. Harry doesn't hesitate. He steps in front of Hermione. He doesn't use a disarming charm. He steps in close and punches Draco in the face, breaking his nose. Lucius roars and raises his wand. "Crucio!" Harry dodges, rolling behind a tent. He pops up and fires a stupefy powered by pure adrenaline. It hits Lucius in the chest, knocking him backward into a burning campfire. Sirius arrives then, blasting the other Death Eaters away. "Not bad, kid, but work on your aim. You scorched his eyebrows, not his heart." The attack ends, but the tone is set. The enemy is bold. Hogwarts, the Tri-Wizard Tournament. Durmstrang and Beauxbatons arrive. Karkaroff is nervous. He knows James Potter is hunting former Death Eaters. Madame Maxime is wary. The Goblet of Fire is lit. The champions are chosen. Victor Crumb, Fleur Delacour, Cedric Diggory. And then the fourth name, Neville Longbottom. The hall goes silent. Neville puts his head in his hands. He didn't enter. He knows who did. But then the goblet flares again. A fifth name. Harry Potter. Dumbledore stares at the slip of parchment. Harry Potter. "I didn't put it in," Harry shouts, standing up. "But if Neville is playing, I'm playing." In the antechamber, the mood is volatile. Karkaroff spits on the floor. "Two champions! Hogwarts cheats!" "Someone is trying to kill them," Moody, Crouch Jr., growls from the corner, his magical eyes spinning. "It's a hit job. Put them in the arena. Make it look like an accident." Harry looks at Neville. Neville looks like he's about to vomit. "We do this together," Harry whispers to him. "We watch each other's backs." The rules are binding. They have to compete. The first task, the dragons. Harry and Neville prepare together. Harry finds out about the dragons, thanks to Sirius sending a coded letter. "Dragons," Harry tells Neville in the library. "Fire-breathing, armored scales. We can't overpower them." "I can't do this," Neville hyperventilates. "I'm good at herbology, Harry, not dragon fighting." "Use that," Harry snaps his fingers. "Herbology. Some plants are resistant to fire. Some plants produce sleep spores." Harry takes the Hungarian horntail. He flies. It's a classic Potter move. He summons his firebolt and outmaneuvers the beast. He taunts it, dives, and grabs the egg with a Vronsky feint that makes the crowd scream. He gets grazed by the tail, a deep gash on his leg, but he finishes. Neville faces the Chinese fireball. He is trembling. But he pulls out a handful of seeds, Devil Snare hybrids he bred in Greenhouse 3. He throws them at the dragon's feet. He uses aguamenti to water them rapidly. The vines explode upward, tangling the dragon's legs. The dragon breathes fire, but the moisture creates a steam cloud. Neville uses the cover to run in. He is clumsy. He trips, but he grabs the egg and rolls away just as the vines burn to ash. He survives. The crowd cheers for the underdog. The Yule Ball. A brief interlude of teenage angst. Harry goes with Hermione, not as a romance yet, but as a statement. "The press is eating us alive, Hermione. Let's give them a power couple to stare at." Neville goes with Ginny Weasley. She is the only one who doesn't treat him like glass. She treats him like a hero who needs a spine. "You took down a dragon, Neville. You can ask for a dance." The second task,
the lake.
The riddle is solved. The hostages are taken. For Harry, it's Ron. For Neville, it's his grandmother's necklace? No, the judges realize Neville has no one most precious in the school in a romantic sense. They take his toad, Trevor. The cruelty of the judges knows no bounds. Harry and Neville dive. Harry uses gillyweed. Dobby is still a friend here. Neville uses a bubblehead charm he practiced for weeks. In the water, they are separated. Grindylows attack Neville. He panics. His bubble flickers. Harry sees this. He abandons his path to Ron. He swims back, blasting the Grindylows with a stream of boiling water from his wand tip. "Get it together," Harry signals. They swim together. They reach the village. Harry cuts Ron free. He sees Trevor in a cage. He cuts the toad free too. But he also sees Gabrielle Delacour. Fleur didn't make it. We can't leave her, Harry's morals kick in. Time is running out, Neville bubbles. Go! Harry shoves Neville upward. Harry grabs Gabrielle and Ron. He struggles. The merpeople threaten him with spears. Harry points his wand at the merchief. His eyes glow with a faint, dangerous light. He doesn't cast a spell, but his magical aura flares, the raw power of a potter. The merpeople back off. Harry surfaces last. He is penalized for time, but awarded points for moral fiber. The third task, the maze. The climax approaches. The maze is grown on the Quidditch pitch. Before the task, Sirius pulls Harry aside. This feels wrong, Harry. The intel. Pettigrew is quiet, too quiet. If you see anything suspicious, you send up red sparks and you get the hell out. I'm bringing the cup home, Harry says. Bring yourself home. Sirius grips his shoulder hard. The cannon fires. Harry and Neville enter different entrances. Harry moves through the maze with precision. He blasts the blast-ended scroots. He solves the Sphinx's riddle instantly. He hears a scream. It's Fleur. She's being attacked by Crumb under the Imperious curse. Harry runs. He finds Crumb standing over a stunned Fleur. Crumb turns his wand on Harry. Crucio! Harry dodges. He doesn't stun Crumb. He hits him with a heavy body bind. He checks Fleur. She's out cold. He sends up red sparks for her. He runs toward the center. He sees the cup. But Neville is there too, limping, bleeding from a giant spider bite. They reach the cup at the same time. Take it, Neville pants. You saved me in the lake. You saved me from the dragon. You win. We win, Harry says stubbornly. Together, on 3. 1, 2, 3. They touch the cup. The hook behind the navel. The whirl of color. They slam into the ground. It is not the Quidditch pitch. It is a graveyard. Little Hangleton. Where are we? Neville whispers, clutching his wand. Harry stands up instantly. Wands out, Neville! Back to back! He recognizes the headstone. Tom Riddle. It's a trap, Harry hisses. Peter Pettigrew emerges from the darkness, holding a bundle of robes. Kill the spare, a cold voice says. Avada Kedavra, Peter shouts, pointing his wand at Harry. Harry is faster than Cedric Diggory. He dives. The green light singes his hair. He rolls behind a tombstone. Neville, move! Harry screams. Neville is frozen. Pettigrew disarms him with a flick. Vines from the statue wrap around Neville, slamming him against the marble. Harry pops up and fires a stupefy. Peter deflects it with a silver hand, a gift he received early in this timeline for his loyalty. Harry Potter, Peter sneers. So much like James, so troublesome. Peter pins Harry with a powerful telekinetic slam. Harry is pinned to the ground, his wand just out of reach. The ritual begins. Bone of the father, flesh of the servant. Peter cuts his own hand. Blood of the enemy. Peter walks to Neville. The blood of the boy who lived will make him immortal. He cuts Neville's arm. Neville screams. The potion turns white. The vapors rise. Lord Voldemort steps out of the cauldron. He is back. He touches his body. He summons the Death Eaters. Harry watches from the ground, struggling against the invisible bonds. He sees Lucius Malfoy, Avery, Nott, and others. Voldemort turns to Neville. Neville Longbottom, you stand on the bones of my father. He tortures Neville, Crucio. Neville screams until his voice breaks. Stop it! Harry roars. His accidental magic flares, cracking the tombstone holding him. Voldemort turns his red eyes to Harry. Ah, Harry Potter, the bodyguard, the footnote. Voldemort releases Neville and walks toward Harry. I should thank your parents, Harry. They provided such sport. My dad is going to kill you, Harry spits. He will try, Voldemort smiles without warmth. But tonight, I will kill his son. Give him his wand. Peter throws Harry his wand. We bow, Voldemort commands. Harry doesn't bow. He spits blood at Voldemort's feet. Have it your way. Avada Kedavra! Expelliarmus! The beams collide, red and green. But it's not just Harry. Neville has managed to grab his wand, which Peter dropped in his excitement. Neville crawls forward. He points his wand at Voldemort too. Reducto! Neville screams. His spell joins Harry's. The brother wands, Neville has the brother wand to Voldemort's in this timeline, connect. The cage of light forms. The echoes emerge. Cedric isn't there because he's alive at Hogwarts, but Frank and Alice aren't dead, so they don't appear. Instead, the echo of the prison guard Peter killed appears, and Bertha Jorkins. And the echo of Lily's sacrifice magic, which still lingers in the wand from the night she almost died protecting Harry in a different reality? No. It's the echo of Alice's love. The ghost of Alice's sanity speaks to Neville. Run, baby, run! Harry sees the connection breaking. Neville, the cup! Accio cup! Harry breaks the connection. The explosion of light blinds the Death Eaters. Harry grabs Neville. The cup flies into Harry's hand. Voldemort screams in fury. Stop them! Spells fly. A green light misses Harry by an inch. A cutting curse slices Harry's arm deep. But they touch the portkey. They vanish. The aftermath. They crash land on the grass at Hogwarts. The band is playing. The crowd is cheering. Then they see the blood. Neville is shaking, sobbing hysterically. Harry is bleeding, his robes torn, his face a mask of trauma. He's back! Harry screams, his voice silencing the stadium. Voldemort is back! James Potter jumps the barrier. He sprints to Harry. Harry! Harry collapses into his father's arms. We saw him, Dad. Pettigrew. He used Neville's blood. He's back. Dumbledore is there. Moody is there. Harry looks at Moody. He sees the tongue flick. It's him! Harry points his wand at Moody. He's the one! He put our names in! Moody draws his wand, but Sirius Black is faster. He hits Moody with a stunner from behind. The polyjuice wears off. Barty Crouch Jr. is revealed. The truth is out. But the minister, Cornelius Fudge, is already shaking his head. No, it can't be. The boy's confused. He's shocked. Look at his arm, James roars, showing Neville's cut. This is a ritual scar. An accident in the maze, Fudge insists, terrified of the truth. Harry stands up. He pushes away the medics. He looks at the minister with cold, adult eyes. Hide your head in the sand, minister, Harry says, his voice carrying across the silent field. But war is coming, and you are standing in the way. Harry helps Neville up. They stand together, battered, broken, but alive. The camera pans out as the sun sets on Hogwarts. The childhood is officially over. The marauders gather around their sons. Sirius looks at James. It begins. James nods, his hand on his wand. Then let's finish it. Our story picks up immediately after the graveyard. The return of Voldemort is a fact that the Ministry tries to bury, but they cannot silence the Potters. In the canon timeline, Harry is slandered, isolated, and tortured by Umbridge. But in this timeline, the Ministry cannot slander Harry Potter easily. He is the son of James Potter, a decorated war hero, and Lily Potter, the most brilliant charms mistress of her generation. When the Daily Prophet tries to run the headline, "The Boy Who Lied?", Sirius Black walks into the editor's office with a cease and desist order and a very intimidating aura. The summer of 1995 is not a summer of silence. It is a summer of mobilization. Potter Manor becomes the headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix. It is not a secret club. It is a war room. Dumbledore is there, grave and serious. But the energy is driven by the Marauders. Maps cover the tables, shift rotations are drawn up. "We don't wait for him to strike," James says, slamming a hand on the map of Diagon Alley. "We hit his recruitment centers. We hit the Malfoys. We make them afraid to wear the mask." Harry sits at the table. He is 15, but he looks older. The scar on his arm from the graveyard aches. Next to him is Neville, who has stopped trembling. Neville is quiet, grim, and focused. He is training with Mad-Eye Moody every morning. The 5th year, the open war. Hogwarts begins. Umbridge is sent by Fudge, but her reign of terror is strangled in the crib. When she tries to give Harry detention for telling lies, she finds herself facing a legal inquiry led by Amelia Bones, tipped off by Sirius. Umbridge cannot use the blood quill. She is reduced to a spy, watching the students, frustrated and powerless against the united front of the teachers and the Potter political machine. But the war is happening outside the walls. Attacks on Muggles, disappearances. The Department of Mysteries. Voldemort wants the prophecy. He plants the vision in Neville's head. He shows Neville his parents being tortured again. Neville wakes up screaming, "He has them! He has Mom and Dad!" In canon, Harry rushes off. Here, Harry grabs Neville. "It's a trap, Nev. The wards at St. Mungo's are impenetrable." "I saw it!" Neville is frantic. "Check the mirrors," Harry orders. They use the two-way mirrors James gave them. They call James. "Dad, check St. Mungo's." James checks. "They're safe, Harry. It's a mind game. He wants you at the Ministry." "Then let's go," Harry says, his eyes hard. "But let's not go alone." The Order sets the trap. They let Voldemort think Neville is coming. Harry, Neville, Hermione, Ron, Ginny, and Luna go. But they are the bait. When the Death Eaters appear in the Hall of Prophecy, led by Lucius Malfoy, they don't find scared children. They find the DA, Dumbledore's army, trained by Harry and Remus, in tactical formation. Reducto! 6 wands fire at once. The shelves collapse, burying the Death Eaters in glass and prophecy orbs. Then the Order arrives. Sirius, James, Remus, Tonks, Kingsley. The battle is chaotic. Bellatrix is there. She sees Sirius. "Cousin, come to die?" "Not today, Bella," Sirius laughs, dueling her with a grace that is terrifying. But tragedy strikes. Peter Pettigrew is there, hiding in the shadows. He sees James dueling Dolohov. James is winning. Peter raises his silver hand. "Avada..." "No!" Remus sees him. Remus jumps in the way. The green light misses Remus, but hits the pillar next to James, collapsing the ceiling. James is buried. "Dad!" Harry screams. He breaks formation. He runs toward the rubble. Voldemort appears. He senses the chaos. He steps into the atrium. He sees Harry digging for his father. "So emotional," Voldemort hisses. "Just like your mother." He raises the Elder Wand. Dumbledore intercepts the curse. The duel between the two titans shakes the Ministry. But this time, Voldemort has backup. He summons Fiend Fire. The fire takes the shape of a basilisk. Neville steps up. He is the boy who lived. He holds the prophecy orb. "You want this?" he yells. Voldemort pauses. "Give it to me, Longbottom." Neville looks at Harry, who has pulled an unconscious but alive James from the rubble. Neville smashes the orb on the floor. "Oops," Neville says, his voice shaking but defiant. Voldemort screams. He possesses Neville. He tries to use Neville's body to kill Harry. But Harry is there. He doesn't cast a spell. He grabs Neville's hand. "Fight him, Nev! You are stronger! You are a Gryffindor!" The love/friendship burns Voldemort out. He flees as Fudge arrives. The Ministry sees him. The war is official. The 6th year, the hunt. James survives, but his leg is crushed. He is desk-bound. This kills him inside, but it allows Harry to take the field. Dumbledore begins the lessons. The Horcruxes. Harry and Neville learn about the ring, the locket, the cup, the diadem, the snake, and the boy. Dumbledore suspects Neville is a Horcrux. He keeps this secret, even from Harry. The timeline accelerates. Draco Malfoy is tasked to kill Dumbledore. But Draco is not a killer. He is a scared boy. Harry confronts Draco in the bathroom. No sectum sempra. Harry pins him to the wall. "I know you're trying to fix the cabinet, Draco," Harry says. "I see you on the map. You're crying in here every day." Draco breaks down. "He'll kill my mother!" "Then let us help you," Harry offers. "My dad can hide her. We have safe houses." Draco takes the deal. He becomes a double agent. This changes the astronomy tower scene. The Death Eaters enter, expecting Draco to kill Dumbledore. Instead, the Order is waiting. But Snape steps forward. He has made the unbreakable vow. He looks at Dumbledore. "Severus," Dumbledore pleads. "Please." Snape's face is a mask of agony. He knows the plan. He knows Dumbledore is dying from the ring's curse anyway. Avada Kedavra. Dumbledore falls. Harry screams. He chases Snape. "Snivellus, you traitor!" Harry fires curses. Snape deflects them lazily. He gets close to Harry. "You have your father's arrogance, Potter, but you have your mother's eyes. Don't waste them." Snape flees. Harry is left with the locket and a dead headmaster. The 7th year, the Deathly Hallows. The Ministry falls. Scrimgeour is dead. The Order goes underground. But they don't go camping. They go to war. Potter Manor is the fortress. The radio station, Potter Watch, is broadcast from the basement. Harry, Neville, and Hermione hunt the Horcruxes. Ron is with the main Order force. His strategic mind is needed for battles. They raid Gringotts. It's a heist movie. Harry uses the Imperius curse on the goblin. He learned the necessity of dark arts for survival from Moody. They ride the dragon out. They find the diadem at Hogwarts. They sneak back in. Neville rallies the DA. "Harry's back!" Neville shouts in the room of requirement. The students cheer. They look like soldiers now. The Battle of Hogwarts begins. Voldemort surrounds the castle. "Give me Harry Potter and Neville Longbottom," his voice booms. The fighting starts. It is brutal. Giants, acromantula, Death Eaters. James Potter, leaning on a cane, commands the defenses from the battlements. Sirius leads the charge on an enchanted motorcycle, blasting giants with rockets. Fred Weasley survives, because Percy Weasley, who came back sooner in this timeline, pushes him out of the way of the explosion. Percy takes the hit. He loses an arm, but he lives. The Shrieking Shack. Harry and Neville sneak in. They see Voldemort kill Snape, not for the wand, but because he thinks Snape is the master. Snape gives Harry the memories. Harry watches them in the pensieve. He sees Snape's love for Lily. He sees the plan. He sees that Neville must die. Harry stumbles back. He has to die. He finds Neville sitting in the Great Hall, bandaging a first year. "Neville," Harry says, his voice breaking, "I know how to end it." Neville looks up. He sees the look in Harry's eyes. "It's me, isn't it? I'm the final Horcrux." Harry nods, tears streaming. "You have to let him kill you, and then you have to come back." Neville walks into the forest. Harry walks with him under the cloak, whispering encouragement until the edge of the clearing.
Voldemort waits. The boy who lived, he smiles. Come to die.
Neville drops his wand. Do it.
Avada Kedavra! Neville falls.
Harry screams silently. He waits.
Narcissa Malfoy checks the body. She whispers, Is Draco alive? Yes, Harry whispers from under the cloak, terrified she'll hear him. He is dead, Narcissa announces.
Voldemort triumphs. He marches to the castle. Hagrid carries Neville.
Neville Longbottom is dead, Voldemort gloats. The defenders scream. James Potter looks broken. No.
Join us, Voldemort laughs, or die. And then it happens. Neville jumps out of Hagrid's arms. He draws the Sword of Gryffindor from the sorting hat, which he had kept.
I'm not dead yet, Neville yells.
He swings. He doesn't aim for Voldemort. He aims for Nagini, who is draped over Voldemort's shoulder. The blade sings. The snake's head flies off. The last Horcrux is gone. Voldemort screams. He fires a killing curse at Neville. Harry throws off the cloak.
Protego!
The shield blocks the curse. Harry stands next to Neville. You missed one, Harry says coldly. The battle resumes instantly. The centaurs charge. The house elves swarm, led by Kreacher, who serves Harry with pride in this timeline. The final duel. It is in the Great Hall. Voldemort is cornered. Bellatrix is dead, killed by Molly Weasley and Augusta Longbottom fighting back to back. Voldemort faces Harry and Neville. You cannot beat me, Voldemort screams. I have the Elder Wand. You don't, Harry says, circling him. Snape didn't win the wand. Draco did, and I disarmed Draco weeks ago. Harry holds up the Hawthorn wand. I am the master of the wand, Tom. Voldemort sneers. Then I will kill you with raw power. He fires the killing curse. Harry fires Expelliarmus. Neville fires Reducto. The spells collide. The Elder Wand flies from Voldemort's hand. It refuses to kill its master. The curse rebounds. Voldemort catches his own spell. He disintegrates, turning into ash that floats away on the wind. Silence falls over the hall. Harry and Neville stand there, chests heaving. James hobbles over. Sirius runs. They tackle the boys in a hug. It's over, Harry whispers. It's finally over. The epilogue. 19 years later, or close to it. We skip the all was well line. We see the reality. Harry is the head of the Auror office. He revolutionized the department. He is married to Ginny. They have 3 kids, James Sirius, Albus Severus, and Lily Luna. Neville is the herbology professor at Hogwarts and the deputy headmaster. He is married to Hannah Abbott. He is happy. He is confident. We see a Sunday lunch at Potter Manor. James and Lily are old, gray, but alive. They are playing with their grandkids. Sirius is telling a highly exaggerated story about the war to Albus. And then I said, Voldy, you have no nose! Sirius roars. Harry stands on the porch, watching them. Neville walks up, holding a beer. We did good, Harry, Neville says, looking at the piece they built. Yeah, Harry clinks his bottle against Neville's. We did good. The camera pans up to the sky. A snowy owl flies past. The legacy of the Marauders wasn't just mischief. It was loyalty. It was family. And in the end, it was victory. And that is the end of our What If. A world where Peter's guilt saved the timeline, where Harry had a father, and where Neville found his courage through brotherhood. What did you think? Did you like the focus on the Harry/Neville dynamic? Did I do the Marauders justice? Let me know in the comments below. If you want more Harry Potter theories, maybe what if Hermione was sorted into Slytherin? Or what if Dudley was a wizard? Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching the Amagi. Peace out.